In this video, we're going to calculate a percent increase or a percent decrease. Remember, percent means per 100 or parts per 100. So if we take a look at the part we have out of the whole that we started with, and if we multiply that by 100, you're going to get your percentage. So examples of percentage. 40% can be represented as 40 over 100, 2 over 5, 80 over 200. The decimal will always be the percentage divided by 100 or per 100, so 0.40. You can take that formula, you can leave it as you saw earlier. You can also put percent over 100 equals part over whole. So let's look at an example. If the tuition increases by 6% this coming semester, and last semester was $3,500, what will it be this semester? So there's two different methods. One method, think about the whole that you started with was 100%. We're going to add 6% on, and we're just going to multiply 3,500 times 106%. Now, 106% we can represent as 106 out of 100. Remember that percent out of 100. You can also move its decimal place 2 places to the left. We'll divide by 100. So we could also multiply 3,500 times 1.06. And you get the new tuition, 3,710. So that's one method. Another method is you can just find what is 6%. 6% times 3,500 would be the same as 3,500 times 0.06, or 3,500 times 6 divided by 100. You get 210. And then you just have to add that increase on to the original amount. So we get the same thing, $3,710. So that leads us to some terminology when it comes to changing an increase or decrease in change. And the first one is absolute change. And that's just absolute, how much did it change? Final value minus initial value. Once you find that absolute change, you can get relative change. So what relative change does is it compares it to what the initial value is. So it's absolute change, what we find here, divided by the initial value. And then if you want to change that to a percent, you just multiply it by 100. So let's look at an example. The value of a car dropped from $8,400 to $7,560 over the last year. What is the percent change? Now we want to get all the way down to this bottom one, so let's start with the top. The first thing you want to find is the absolute change. Now remember, it's always final value minus initial value. It's important that you do that because if we get a negative number like we do here, that tells us that it is a decrease. So if we get a positive number, that would be an increase in value. If we get a negative number, that's going to be a decrease. Now we can move on to relative change. We're just going to take the absolute change divided by the initial value. So here is our absolute change, negative 840, divided by our initial value, 8,400, and we get the decimal, negative 0.10. The percent change, we just need to multiply that by 100. So if you multiply that by 100, we have decreased in value by 10%. That's what that negative tells us. So remember, if you get a positive value when you do this, that is an increase or a positive percent change. If we get a negative like we see here, that is a decrease in value or a negative percent change. So that's a little bit about calculating a percent of increase or decrease. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.